The S&P reached a new all-time high today and is on track for a weekly gain after the latest U.S. jobs information or data report. Let's go to Diana Avigdor of Barometer Capital Management. She joined us now to talk some more about this. Thanks for joining us, Diana.
Hi, good afternoon, Morella. Thank you for having me.
Does a strong start bode well, strong start for the markets bode well for the rest of the year?
Yeah, that's what they say. I say this with a bit of a smile because, there's money coming into the beginning of the year is kind of the logic around this and people putting it to work. But the data set is that if the market makes a positive 5 days in January, in the beginning of the January, the data says that since 1950, the S&P averaged 14% with an 83% hit rate. So if we're part of the 83% and not the remaining 17, then the first 5 days of the year have been quite excellent.
Okay, so metals are on the move again today, gaining. I'm wondering what else you have noticed as far as the movers go.
There's some meaningful rotation that is going on underneath, and this is not new to 2026. Market did not know that December 31st, 2025 happened. So usually it continues in the way that it ended the previous year. And 2025 was full of rotations underneath the surface. We have Russell 2000 has outperformed NASDAQ 100, for example, by about 4% almost this year. The equal weight S&P has also done better than just the regular S&P, the capitalized S&P. And it played out in breadth as well, with 71% of S&P components closed higher as 70 for the Russell, whereas the NASDAQ 100 was a bit of a laggard. So money is flowing away from the Mag 7, let's say, and into a lot of other sectors, including reflationary, commodity-driven, financials and healthcare, that sort of thing.
You've also noticed money moving into Canadian ETFs. Why do you think that is?
That is amazing. This is part of our theme of global exposure, and we've been telling our clients that finally there is some real diversification potential in portfolios to be had. So Canada has outperformed the U.S. After U.S. has outperformed the rest of the world for many years, and 2025 was a year where the rest of the world, including Canada, has outperformed the U.S. It's not to say that one has to be down and the other's all up. It's just almost, an extra 10 percentage points. And in the beginning of this year, that theme continued. This was a data point from National Bank's ETF desk. Very big ETF flows coming into Canada. If we've had something like week to date, it was pretty big. It was like $5.3 billion week to date into the Canadian ETF market. For context, the 2025 weekly high was 5.9 billion. So to bring in 5.3 billion in the beginning of the year in the first 5 days, that is very big. And I think that just speaks to money, external money too, coming into Canada. We have a lot of things that the world nowadays wants, commodities, gold, silver, that sort of thing. And I think that is a theme that's playing out.
Okay, so I'm wondering what are the other sectors you think will do well? You sort of touched on that rotation of money going away from tech and into some other companies. And I'm wondering whether retail is one of them. We saw an incredible quarter report from Aritzia that is doing phenomenally well. And we know they've been expanding in the U.S. as well.
They've been, you look at the chart, they've done nothing but gone up for a very long time now. This is definitely a theme. They've reported some really, really great numbers. I heard you before I started the interview. 43%, you mentioned, quite right. $1 billion in revenue, and their expansion plans and e-commerce have been contributing quite well as well. And then they beat and raise. Guidance was fine, profit and margin improvements, and really positive investor sentiment around this. So margin expansion, operational leverage contributing to improved profitability has really been a good theme for the stock, and they continue to perform and bring in the fashions that people want. And they do all kinds of client comfort accolades, and people like to go shop there, and that is showing up in their sales and profitability and guidance and e-commerce and expansion plans.
Okay, let's get to one of your stock picks before I have to wrap it up. Lam Research is something that you like. They play into the semiconductor space. Tell me more about what you like about them.
Yeah, so over in tech, we own Lam Research. This is a semi-equipment manufacturing company. It makes memory, all the stuff that the world needs. You see, all the memory companies are doing pretty well. This is the kind of stuff we keep on needing more of. In the same vein, we also own Broadcom, critical supplier of custom chips, networking components used in AI data centers, memory and chips, and data centers. That is the theme of the technology vein that is going forward here.
Okay, I'm going to leave it there because I'm out of time with you, but thank you for your time, Diana. Diana Avigdor of Barometer Capital Management.